Welcome, everybody, to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, ADHD and attention coach, 𝐓𝐘𝐒. I have been doing a little bit of background. I've developed a program called Cognitive Ergonomics from the inside out. It's a new field of engineering and a new ADHD intervention. The field of engineering is based on the fact that you have to have specific definitions of things and a model which has repeatable patterns explained by the model, and you have to have some type of means to make observations. With that, you can make factual observations and problem solve by defining a problem and its root cause. Dr. Barkley's model is what I use as precise definitions. Attention scope I've developed to bring tangibility to it. So with that being said, I'm doing more and more sharing like stuff that I've learned by developing the model, and I use in my coaching. And one of this notion out there of simple and easy. Something that's easy is easy. Doesn't really require a lot of effort. It's easy. Something that's simple, logically, is relatively simple. It doesn't mean that it's easy. Let me illustrate. I did an interview many years ago with Sesame Street. The focus was talking about emotional self-regulation. Like, how do you regulate your emotions, particularly when you've been triggered? Well, the formula is really pretty simple. First, you need to become aware that you're emotional. Okay. Then, once you're aware, you've got to belly breathe or drink some water. The idea is to calm your emotions down, count to 10, and brainstorm. It's pretty simple. In fact, it's the simplest thing for me to describe for people with ADHD. It's the hardest to execute. How does this manifest? I think I've told this story before. One time I was coaching a guy on procrastination. It was our first real coaching call. I asked him to bring his list. First thing on his list was, I need to call the relatives to tell them about my daughter's dance recital. I said, what's hard? Nothing. I said, seriously, what's hard? He said, nothing, Jeff. It's a simple phone call. I said, seriously, what's hard? He said, Jeff, it's just a simple phone call. I said, are you a little self-awareness right now? Like, you're saying this is simple, but it's the first thing on your procrastination list. And by the way, you're paying me money. You're paying me money right now to do this task. And usually, by the way, in those situations, I see some vulgar like, did you scratch yourself this morning? Did you eat? Did you go to the bathroom? Like, that was easy, right? The point really is the evidence is clear. If you're not doing it, you're not giving it the respect that it's due. So finally, the guy admitted, okay, clearly it's not as simple as I thought. And I said, well, what's hard? He goes, well, I guess I'm going to call these people and they're going to say, what do I wear? Where do I park? And what do I bring? Okay, now in this moment, he begins to realize he doesn't know the answer to that. Now he's got to go back to his significant other. He's going, can't you just do this one thing, with the whole emotional type thing? So as an aside, ADHD is very much a thinking impairment. When his wife asked him to do this task, he didn't stop and imagine himself receiving the phone call and maybe going, well, where do they park? What do they bring? I get the answers to the questions. He just skipped over that. Now, consciously, he's not avoiding the phone calls, but subconsciously in his life, there's been lots of times where he got on the phone and he got tasked with these types of things. So now he's got to call back, or he's not asking the information up front to answer the questions. What he's not making the phone calls, he does make the call, and now he's got to go back to his wife to get the answers for that. What's the point of all this? The point of all this is that there's a lot of people out there with ADHD that look at something and judge whatever is simple to be easy. Listen, if you think something's easy and you're not doing it, isn't it self-evident? It's hard. I've said this before and I'll say it again. My mom, second grade teacher, said, you know, something's hard. You need to admit that it's hard. Because if you're not given the respect that it deserves to actually solve the problem. Think about that. If something is hard and you're calling it easy, are you really taking it seriously? If something's hard, call it hard. Just because something looks simple doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't really require a lot of effort. This is really a self-awareness test for many of you. I get people calling me up all the time with ADHD. It's simple, it's easy, it's simple. It's like, no, you're not doing it. point really is look at yourself in the mirror and say, listen, this is not simple. It's a lot of effort. Then you're in a position to actually do something about it. You can't do anything about it if you're discounting it. Again, these are simple things of learning from cognitive ergonomics from the inside out just by breaking executive function down in its simple form. With that, if you're new to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're an existing, list your thoughts. What do you think about this? Can you think of things that you think are simple that you're not doing? Also, we do what we do for you. We'll certainly appreciate any contribution you put by hitting the likes button. With that, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Attention Talk Video. Take care.